All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Global Lab Patch Notes reading for September 5th. Today, we have a lot of Edania Part 2 notes. Well, not Part 2, but like 1.5 in a way. So, we're getting new grind spots, new weekly bosses, and just new information. I haven't really read this in full. I kind of skimmed it before everything else. That way, we have something to talk about. And a lot of grind spots are changing. Well, a few of them are. So anyway, let's talk about it. By the way, if you want to read these yourself, it's translated from Korean to English. I'll leave a link in the description. It's the official Global Lab thing, but if you can translate it better, that's awesome. And usually these notes come to the live server the following week. So basically in about 5 or 6 days from now. All right, anyway, so new grind spots, the second update. People might confuse this with Edania, like part 2. It's not really part 2. It's like 1.5 because part 2 comes with, new class and everything. We'll learn more about that at the Cartian Ball December sometime. All right, so new grind spots coming out. We are getting like 2 new ones, which are the new endgame ones. We already knew that. And new main quests for the story, like quality of life missions, or you can voice dub it, which I think is cool. And Edania adventure journals. I feel like for this has been kind of broken for some people, not me. I'm not really sure why. Is like, if you do the quest, you know how the adventure journal pops up at the top of your screen. It's like, you have completed this one for every chapter. When I completed the story, it just kind of went away and stopped. So like, I don't know, but then some people, like when I watch some streamers, that just keeps appearing. So I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know if that's bugged or intentional, but it is what it is. All right, so Adventure Journal consists of 3 stories, the 3 new grind spots that we're going to learn more in the future. Very cool, new bosses that we talk about. And what are the other information we need about it? Okay, so the Cartian grind spot is like the sorcerer or sorceress one, and the Caphras is the new endgame. AP 390, DP 450, that is very tough to achieve. And then Caphras, I don't think anyone can get this one. Well, actually, no, let me see. Let's see. I know people can reach 390, like 3 or something. So let me see. I'm 387 right now, and then I believe with deck offhand, or like deck offhand, deck like main or awakening, and then full deck Charizard, that puts you at, that should put you at 395, but most people don't reach 460. You can, AP is already cleared right now by the endgame players, like the super whales and everyone, or the people who got lucky. But DP is always going to be the issue. Most people cannot even do the weekly boss for 450. Like, I can count a handful of people that can, but I assume a majority of people are still doing Nymphomere Castle or Enslar, which is boss 2 and 3. So yeah, these are very strict requirements that are hard to get, and I have a lot of opinions on it. We'll talk about it as we read it, though. So either way, these are very strict, very difficult requirements to reach that a majority of people won't be able to do. All right, so you know how we're doing the weekly bosses that give Edania armor? We're on week 3, right? So at very best, you guys will have 3 armors. Upgraded or not is a different story, but yeah, so validity period of 3 hours. Dude, this is so dumb. I have said this every week. You know how when you get the proof to challenge the weekly boss thingy, like after you beat the weekly boss, this is for the PvP, the Edania thing that everyone is curious about. They need to change this from 3 hours to like 24 hours or something. Or like 3 days. That would literally solve the problem. But it is what it is. Okay, so the rewards for Cartian, which is boss number 4, and Caphras is number 5. Here's how I would change it. Because this is a weekly gated content, and basically the rich get richer, the people who are already geared are going to get geared even faster. So here's how I would fix it. So keep this at 4. That's fine for boss number 4. This one is extremely hard to get geared into. Well, I mean, so is this one, but for the sake of, keeping things more or less balanced, I would reduce this number to 4. And you see how it gives you like all this other stuff? Just like double all of these rewards. That way, for the endgame players, it is still beneficial to do the highest boss you can do. But the weekly Edania fragments to upgrade your gear, that is literally like the thing. Also, there's been an exploit going on that I hope Prolibus actually takes seriously and fixes. Basically, it allows people to cheese the stats in and do the bosses they cannot really do. I know there are people that do it. Prolibus is aware, but I hope they actually take action on people who exploited it. And that would be... It's kind of crazy that this is what I would do. Like, just make this number 4 for the hardest boss, but double all the other rewards. And then, like, if you can do this one, make sure you can like guarantee someone like these rewards that are, whatever. This should be guaranteed. If you can reach 395, 460, you deserve like double rewards for all of this, and a guaranteed one of these crystals. And then this one is fine, however it is. So, yeah, I just hate that it's all weekly gated. And like, if you could grind for these Edania fragments, I think that would be cool. Like, even if it had a stupid low drop rate, the fact that people can like put in enough time and effort to get it is great. Even if it's like one piece every like 20 hours average, maybe 30 hours average, that's great. The people who have time, you can still progress. And some people can get RNG, but it is what it is. That's how I would fix it, though. Make the PvP timer the weekly like castle owner. Make this like a 3-day period instead of 3 hours, and then cut the 5 pieces to 4 and double the rewards for everyone like who can reach this one. Make these guaranteed, and I think that would be good. All right. Okay, so these are the weekly requirements. Like, trust me when I say, I think that most endgame players are around here right now. As of next week, I'll be able to do this one, hopefully. And I think this is where the majority of endgame players are. And these two are where the super whales are. So, well, I don't think anyone can hit this one yet. But next week, boss 4 is where people are going to be at for about like 4 or 5 weeks, maybe. So, and then there's that. So, kind of crazy how DP is the real check right now. AP, most people are above this one, but DP is the real check for the majority of players that are at the end game. And so, like, if you're an endgame player or not an endgame player and you're like just doing the first boss, it doesn't matter. Like, just stockpile all the materials you need, and then you'll be good to go. It's just really for the 1% of competitive players who are pushing bosses number 4 right now, and I don't think anyone can do 5. So they should honestly just hold this one off for a little bit. Like, I think if you are full deck everything, 395 AP, easy to clear. Well, it's not easy to clear, but they cleared it. 460 is about a month away for DP, I believe. Okay, so they're talking about the fights. It's funny, like, you have to beat the boss to get the token, right? To challenge the throne. There's like 5 people, maybe 5 to 10 people in NA that could probably actually do this. So we're going to see the same castle owners for boss 4. New grinding zones for bosses 4 and 5. 390 AP and 1890 like total efficiency. I think I can get close to that, assuming like I'm actually full buffed with full elixirs and everything. I think I reached like 1870, so I think I should be able to try that one out. Not efficiently, but I could grind there. And the thing we really want are the Crystal of the Flawless Leader, which is, I believe this one is to upgrade your Kabuas or like the Dekia artifacts. And like one of these crystals is used to get the plus 60 Edania species damage. So interesting. Next week we'll be able to see what this is all about. And then the Caphras grind spot is recommended 1980. There are very few people that can hit 1980 full buffed. So yeah, that's this crystal and these for the new 1600 or the 60 AP plus 20 DR and Kabua artifact. I'll do my best to try them for video, but I don't think I can grind those efficiently yet. Welcome to time-gated content. And then... oh, so the weeklies. You know what's wild is the weeklies are a good thing, but the fact that you can't even pick them up, so I've heard, like you can't pick them up if you're lower geared, is kind of crazy. But yeah, interesting. This crystal, 100 of these, turn it into that. We just talked about it. Plus 3 AP, plus 5 DP, health 250. All attack power, maximum health. Interesting. Yeah, welcome to the endgame grind for minimal stat upgrades. Like, it's good, but this number should be bigger. The lava in the castle has begun to turn darker. It's probably a good thing. So it's like some of the stuff in Edania is actually really bright, but that's cool. Content. Increase the maximum contribution limit. So currently, not the hard cap, but the soft cap is 501. Like it takes literally thousands of hours of cooking, alchemy, doing whatever to go past it, and lowering the number for everyone else. So for me, I'm not even close to that. I'm at like 454 or 455 or something. 445? I don't know. Either way, I'm not close to that number. And they're making it so you can go past that number easier, and they're reducing the XP so people can catch up. I think this is overall a good change. Just like, you know, it's just a time thing. Go cook more grilled bird meat or chicken meat, and then you can catch up. Very cool. XP before the update, contribution to be changed after the update. So if you are at 501 and at certain percentages, you'll get retroactively changed. I think that's a good thing. So hopefully, yeah, I could, with the higher contribution number, that means people can get more nodes and everything. I think this is overall a good thing. So yeah, actually W change. Improved the box of obtaining advice of Valks and removed parchment with less than 100 horsepower. I think this means that, you know, those fail stacks boxes that you get for under, like, you know, just advice of Valks. They removed anything with under 100. Sure, I think that's fine. Before change, these are the random ones you can get. I'm actually glad they're making it like even numbers, because this is what matters. And then when people are getting like, here, get a 38 stack, and you're like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad it's just this now. Like, actually good change. There's parchment papers that, you know, require black stones to turn into advice Valks. Now it's just this. That's good. People need their black stones, I guess. Integrated items for Deboreka. Oh yeah, so they're removing the Erethea's trial because you know the Ulakita spots that drop those things, and it's like, here, do this 5-minute activity, and then you can get like 2 to 5 Debo rings. It's 2025. They're streamlining it, so they're removing this one and just giving you a box. I can see both sides of the argument of like, hey, this was like a fun activity. Some people enjoyed it. I personally didn't like doing it. I thought it was a waste of time. And also, Deboreka rings these days are like not even expensive to the point where it just kind of feels tedious to do. I think what they should do, instead of removing the Erethea trial, they should just kind of close it for now and then maybe, you know, open it up again with new and updated stuff in the future. So for all the people who liked it, I don't know, they should just like leave it open, let people do it for fun. Is it worthwhile? No, but like the people who enjoy doing it, I guarantee they're not doing it. They would not do it if there was no reward including. But anyway, I think this is actually a good change because, you know, it's 2025. Deborekas are, you know, it just kind of feels like an extra chore to do. I thought it was fun the first few times. And then after that, I'm just like, oh, I have to do this again. But anyway, they're removing it and then, you know, just giving you the thing straight up. So I think that's a fine change. In about a week or two, no one's going to care. Whatever. They should change it to add or update it to new stuff. And so basically with this Erethea token, you would get 2 Devos guaranteed. And so my understanding is, does this give at least 2? Or is it giving you like one guaranteed? Because that would be a nerf. So yeah, this box should give 2 at minimum, like between 2 to 5, and I think that would be equivalent. Orbita Castle Hunting Ground change. Oh boy. Dude, ever since week 1 or when this came out, this spot has been so busted, and I'm convinced Pearl Abyss has no idea how to fix it. So like every week, I made a video. I'm like, oh, they changed this spot. Is it good now? And then me testing it as of yesterday on the last like live patch, they've changed the entire spot to the point where I'm just like, ugh, it feels kind of weird actually. But like somehow they managed to completely change the spot, but the trash loot, for me personally, it felt the same. So whatever they're doing, I don't know how they're balancing these numbers and everything, but trash loot was the same. The grind spot just felt less fun. Anyway, so let's see what's happening. They are reducing the entry stat requirements to go like to grind here efficiently. Probably good, I guess. When the Tomb of Faith is destroyed, like there's a daytime, well, let's just call it yellow and red. That's what we know it as. You do the yellow 3 towers, fight more waves. Do the 3 red towers that give you the bigger buff and then more dangerous one, and then you fight more waves, you fight the Titan, and then repeat. That's the mechanics. When the Tomb of Faith is destroyed, the Gravekeeper, which are the so there's Gravekeepers, which are the enemies that the ads that spawn, and then there's the Golem, and then there's the Titan. The Gravekeepers are the spawn, the regular enemies, and the Grave Guardian Colossus, I believe, is the Golem, no longer die. Isn't that how it currently is on the live server? I thought that was a bug, but now it's intentional. That's a nerf, because that's where trash loot comes in. When defeating the Grave Guardian Colossus, the holy thing. Wait. So when you kill the tomb, the ads no longer die. When defeating the golem, it no longer does the burst, and the gravekeepers no longer die. That's actually a really big nerf to the grind spot. These two lines alone. So basically, you have to put in more damage to kill them. And instead of like doing a gimmick of like, you focus the golem, then it does a burst to kill one wave, and then you kill the tower or push it to the point and it does another wave. So basically, instead of getting like 3 extra waves of trash loot, you can no longer do that, and you have to kill them individually. That's a very that's not a good change. Everyone's going to be getting less trash loot. People are probably going to go back to whatever spot they're grinding. I don't think this is a good change, and this is just not a good change. It's like, why would you make this get less silver? This is like, don't you want the new content, Pearl Abyss? You just want the new content and you're nerfing it. Like, you want people to go back to older spots? I don't understand. Day and night gravekeepers have been improved to die more quickly when their gimmick is successful. Which one? So you're saying they're so now that these are a thing, does this mean they're just nerfing the HP? Or like, you know, when you... They also get debuffed when they stand into lightning, so like the orange or white circles. So I assume this is just literally a debuff. Realistically, when they're full debuff, they die so quickly, so if they die even faster now, it probably doesn't even matter. Change to Orbita Light or Orbita Tomb of Light to no longer summon Titans when their health drops below a certain level. What does that mean? So the Tomb of Fates are the 3 you have to do, and the Tomb of Light is the center one, I believe. No longer summons Titans. Titan is the final boss of the, like, you know, cycle. And so basically you have to fight the boss at away from the tower. So it no longer summons Titans when their health drops below a certain level. Maybe this is a translation error, because there's one Titan. When the wave happens, it summons the thing, it kills all the ads, you fight the boss, and repeat. What? I don't really understand this one, because no longer summons Titans. You guys are fighting more than one Titan per cycle? I'm not. Have I been grinding this spot wrong or incorrectly the past like 40 hours? Oh, I don't know. Weird, but the waiting time before the Colossus appears after the Tomb of Faith has been increased. Yeah, I think this is a good thing. This line right here. So you guys know how, like, after you kill the tower, chances are most of you are manual looting because your pets are already like on cooldown. And then so you're manual looting before you go to the next tower. And so like sometimes I would have the golem spawn at spot 2 before I move to spot 3 or something. So the fact that the golem takes a few more seconds to spawn is either a good or bad thing to let people loot more. I think this is fine for me particularly, but for like faster classes, maybe not. So yeah, one good line in like 6 bad ones, which kind of crazy. Change the gravekeepers to no longer be stunned when hit by holy lightning. That's literally the mechanic of this. What the heck? No, why? Okay, this spot is not good anymore. I don't know what, like, isn't that literally the mechanic? They get stunned by the lightning to get debuffed, right? And so people can move around, get back attacks and everything. What? I don't understand. What are you doing? The attack power of the Divine Lightning has been greatly reduced. So, like, isn't this the buff that you stand in to get, like, the Holy Light is the yellow one, and then the Corruption is the red one. The yellow one, it's a buff, but it's not the real, like, good one. The good one is the second cycle, the Nighttime or Corrupted one. So, the attack power of the Divine Lightning has been reduced. Why? Dude, this spot seems like every line I read makes it seem like it's worse, to the point where this one good change got just straight negated by all the other ones. The reward gimmick that occurs after defeating a Titan has been changed from 6 to 12. So after you defeat a Titan, this is how it works now. You defeat the final boss, the Titan, and then you just stand there. You have about like 40 seconds of downtime or something, and then you just get free trash loot. Like, they spawn, tower bursts it, free loot. That's how it works. The summoning cooldown has been increased by 3 seconds. So does this mean you get more? Like, you get more downtime and also more loot? I don't think this makes up for all those negative changes, not gonna lie. The quantity and probability of items when defeating a Titan has been changed. 260 to 285, 300 to 320. Oh, so this is the Titan. Like, there's only like one thing that drops this much trash loot, and it's this one. So trash loot increased, but like at maximum, you only get like 6 cycles, assuming you know what you're doing. I don't think this loot makes up for all of these changes. Like, I think this spot is just straight up bad after next week. So, like, grind all you can now, get your crystals and everything, because this spot is going to be straight dog afterwards. Holy. The True Destruction Crystal increased probability. Dude. I think this is the equivalent of those Jinn crystals. If you've been grinding here for more than 15 hours, you literally have multiple hundreds of these. Like, to the point where I'm at the point in grinding where I'm like, oh, I don't want these Jinn crystals anymore. Give me the crystallized things that allow me to upgrade my Lightstones and Hans and everything. These are what matter. This should be 34% increase. This one should be like 18 or whatever. I don't care. I want the crystallized things to upgrade my Hans and everything. So, holy dude, this spot is terrible. What in the world? I don't even want to test it anymore after the change. Like, I'm gonna grind a new spot when this comes out. Like, what are we even talking about? This spot? Even if I don't do this efficiently, I'm still like, this is probably still better. Even if I don't even meet the efficient caps, this is probably something most people should consider. Dude, Orbita it's good. It's fine right now. Next week is not fine. So use this 1 week to grind as much as you can, because next week we are going to the new spot. The new 390 spot. Okay, well, man, that's depressing to read, to be honest. Okay. The waiting time between the Tomb Guardian has been shortened. Okay. The excess attack power applied to the Grave Guardian has been changed from 50 to 5%. It doesn't matter if they're nerfing the damage when this entire spot sucks. Tomb Guardian Colossus reduced health by 20%. Literally irrelevant now. Tomb Guardian Colossus has been changed to die after 10 minutes in combat. If you're taking 10 minutes to kill one Guardian, You should not be at the spot. Not gonna lie, this should be melting in about 20 seconds or less. Like, maybe not even 20, like 10. Yeah, that's not great. Like, what is even this change? This should be like, it should despawn after about 30 seconds because you should not be taking more than 1 minute to clear the Colossus. You just grind a different spot if your AP is not that good. Reduce the time it takes for day and night Gravekeepers to enter standby mode after attacking. This is a good change, but a good change buried by about like 10 other bad ones. Yeah, overall, my thoughts on this is this spot is no longer good. There's just so many bad changes. Everyone's going to get less trash loot. I just don't think it's good. Like, we'll see next week when everyone complains about it, but I'm telling you this now. Okay, so requests and knowledge. Okay, let's see. Change the name. Just random stuff no one cares about. Secret merchant Petrigio has come to the new temple or the new area. Cool. I guess. The all-in-one integrated presets. This might be the biggest W of the patch next to the contribution points. All-in-one preset. For anyone that has been playing this game for more than 1 month, this is probably good. Because here's how it works. Right now, when you grind, even if it's just like 1 hour, you have to remember, change your pets to agile, turn on your alchemy stone, turn your fairy on, pop any extra relevant buffs, turn your loot scroll on, Agris, and then that's like at least 5 things you have to think about every time you want to do 1 hour of grinding. This all-in-one preset, I hope, is going to make that easier. Well, it's in Korean, so I don't know what this means, but I assume all of this is good. Like you press one button, turns all of that on. This might be the biggest W change ever, but once again, I have no idea what this says. So there looks like a lot of options that you only have to set like 1 or 2 times. I think this might actually be it. All right, so let's see. Does it tell us? Combining potions, pets, relics, and modifications. W. That's good. That's what we want. And if you said it incorrectly, it might fail. Sure. In the case of the Black Temple, so like the solo weekly bosses, fought using pre-designed, not possible. So I think this means Calamity 1 to 7. If you're doing Calamity 8 to 10, this is probably okay, but 1 to 7, not okay. It's a weird change. I wish they would just, allow you to do it in 1 to 7, but whatever. In the case of Red Battlefield, integrated presets not currently available, but introduced in the future. Well, at least they understand that it should be working in RBF. The UI of the hunting ground has been improved. So, like the monster zone info that I talked about in multiple videos, best grind spots for whatever. They are changing the UI. I think that's good. Good stuff. Emojis. You can now move the emoji window. Sure. When searching for Orbita Castle, improved to guide you to where the fallen Edania. So basically the NPC that allows you to go into the Marnie realm and pick up the weekly. That's cool. They added this when Orbita Castle is going to be straight dog after next week, so that's wild. All right, bug fixes. Let's see. Fixed an issue where monsters would not spawn or not appear after defeating a Titan. It only gets worse and worse every line I read. Fixed an issue where the Titan would not move to the combat state under certain circumstances. Yeah, I noticed that too. Like when the Titan drops, let's say you were standing here, right? Titan red circles over here. Drops here and teleports to you. And I'm like, holy dude, sometimes you take random damage. This is actually a good change. But the fact is, by the time this is relevant, the spot is not that good. Every week, Orbita Castle has had changes to the point where it feels like it's getting worse and worse. And I'm like, okay. Well, +2 silver embroidery closed boxes have been removed. So they removed all silver embroidered clothes as of last week's patch. They replaced it with those Han, or not Hans, but like the Jin, Wan, and Bond crystals for your life skills that you use for pre-own. And I didn't even know you can get a +2 silver embroidered clothes box. Where do you even get that? You will receive a +2 trader's clothing from the Black Spirit title. What? Didn't they remove that? What even is this? So removing it, but for everyone that you do have, you'll get another piece. I think they probably meant that for the 2 that are still in the game, like the farming and like what is it, trading one. It's weird. They honestly should just remove this entire thing and give you like silver or something. Add a Monos farming clothes, add a Monos trading one. That's even better. Cool. Fixed an issue where the customized hair would display differently when doing the Orbita quest. This is not even related, but whatever. Uh-oh. Fix the issue. The issue where the customized hair would be different when with the Dark Knight class has been fixed. Taking L's every day, dude. What's happening? This literally affected me. Fix an issue where all the dream horses would not use sprint automatically on the desert. Good change. A lot of terrain debuff icons modified. Okay, well. So, let's recap today's patch. We got new content and weekly bosses that about 99% of players won't be able to do for about a month or 2. Very cool. We got new grind spots that most people won't be able to get into. Very cool. I'll do my best to try to grind it, even if it's inefficiently, just to show you guys what it's all about. We got some more gear upgrades. Well, not gear, but like your artifacts, light stones, and then the new Jin crystal. We got a contribution point change. That's probably one of the best ones next to the all-in-one preset. Those are actually good change. Orbita Castle got nerfed to the ground to the point where I question if it's even worth doing anymore. Dude, I can't with this. Pearl Abyss has no idea what they're doing with this spot. But yeah, probably the biggest change of all of this is all-in-one preset. This actually affects everyone. Whether you're like a newer player all the way to endgame, this is a good change. And that's about it. So yeah, it's been a 40-minute rant. Thanks so much for watching my review of this, and I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.